Hausa Yoruba, an unexpected disagreement began between the Yorubas and Hausa Muslims. Immediately, Sultan of Sokoto declared Sharia law must remain among Muslims in Nigeria. For those who may not know what Sharia law is a religious law of Islam and is most practiced by the northern Nigerians derived from the Quran. Though it's not a legal law in Nigeria, but is most effective to the northern Muslims when treating cases related to marriage and divorce, personal status, and religious offenses. According to history, Yorubas have never abided to this law called Sharia law because of some unlikely act the law was used to perform by the northern Muslims, like burning of people. Currently, the Sultan of Sokoto is a kind of trying to make the law a compulsory task to all Muslims in Nigeria. But the Yorubas are insisting that the law should remain in the northern Nigerian. Let's listen to some Yorubas as they react to the statement made by the Sultan of Sokoto. But before then, this is Honest TV. We offer undiluted gist on Nigerian celebrities and politicians. Support us by subscribing, liking our videos, comment and share. Turn on the bell icon to get notified on time anytime I upload a new video.
There is this press release letter from the Sultan of Sokoto. I don't know why the Sultan spoke nothing at Yoruba Muslim affair under one unconstitutional organization formed by minority ethnic Muslim, from the north. First and foremost, who made the Sultan of Sokoto the custodian of Islam in southern Nigeria? I need to understand because I don't know. You are everywhere in Yoruba land, from the Ogbomoso issue to the Alafin issue. Now Sharia law again. Is this what our Yoruba brothers and sisters who practice Islam want? Erunofe Solida, can't you see? This has nothing to do with Islam at all. No, it's not about religion. That is why we are asking you to wake up. They want to use this organization and Sharia law to achieve their aim. There is nothing like the Nigeria Muslim Council. If it is for Nigeria, it will be rotational, south to north. This organization was never constitutional to start with, and is not backed by any legal framework. It is even an organization registered under the CAC, Corporate Affairs Commission. We call it Nigeria Supreme Council for Islamic Commission, but the leader is always the Sultan of Sokoto. Yes. From 1973, another one took over in 2006. And you are saying it's for Nigeria. No, it's for the north. Why can't the Muslim in the south lead also? If it is indeed for Nigeria, no, keep your monarchical organization to yourself. This is to tell you, Yoruba Muslim, that is not an organization for you. This is not. The born to rule mentality is still alive. Why can't the leadership be rotational if indeed it is the Nigeria Council of Muslims? We're deceiving our people by claiming to fight for the right of Southern Muslims under an inherently biased organization, with the Sultan of Sokoto from the north always holding the leadership position. It's a monarchy system. Wake up! Can't you see it? Wanted to replicate what they did in northern Nigeria in southern part also. They know what they are doing with this organization. They know there is no supreme law or constitutional framework that back it. Yes, let them come approve it and explain it. So in the north, they first established Sharia law, and they used Sharia law to back this organization in the north, which made it legal under their customary law of the state. They did this to back the organization and make it more powerful. This is what they wanted to replicate in the west, and that is why they are backing it, their organization. Once you allow Sharia law, then Sharia law will make NSC high legal, which means the Sultan of Sokoto, the leader and the president of the organization, will start controlling Yoruba land by proxy through Sharia. Politics at play. Go and study it. It happens in North. Do you know that Sharia law is not constitutional in this country? Do you know that the supreme law of this country does not back your Sharia? If Sharia is that meaningful as a law in this country, why is it that when your emir are fighting in Kano, fighting over Hausa too, why can't they take their matters to Sharia court for settlement? Why? I think the usual propaganda is that the Sharia court is for Muslims. Please, why don't your emir, both of them fighting for emirship, why can't they take it to Sharia court? Why can't they take it there? We want to be deceiving our people with what does not work for you. Yoruba Muslims are not gullible. They are well groomed to the fact that Sharia in Nigeria Even entire Africa is only used for politics and for domination. We only have one supreme law in this country that overrides and has justification and jurisdiction over any other law or court, and that is the Supreme Court of Nigeria, as it is in the Nigeria Constitution. Any attempt to bring alien law to Yoruba land through the back door will be ruthlessly kicked back. I'm satisfied you this as a bona fide Yoruba man from Ekiti State.
The Sultan of Sokoto, there is no place for Sharia law in Yoruba land. Understand that your jurisdiction is in the north. You are the Sultan of Sokoto, that is in the north, not in Yoruba land. We have Oni of Ife. We have Alaafin of Oyo. These are the people we hold in high esteem. These are the people we, just like you, in the north. They will not come. The Alaafin of Oyo, for example, the Oni of Ife will not go to the north and tell you guys what to do, particularly the law you should operate. Understand that the law they operate for Yoruba land is a circular one, so that there is no superiority, particularly in religion, Christian, Muslim, traditional worshippers. We are all the same. If you commit any atrocity, they take it to the courts, and it is the courts that will decide. The law is uniform to everybody in Yoruba land. We understand that in the north they have Sharia law. You can't bring that to Yoruba land. You can't bring this unity. We have been existing together as one family with different religious beliefs for years. Don't try and plant disunity with this your advocacy, sir. When this core Sharia law started some months ago, they alleged that the backers of this law, they are from the north. They sponsored some of the Lebale law or the Lebale law in Yoruba land to push this Sharia law. Now, the Sultan of Sokoto has come out to say Sharia law should be Yoruba land. Our Oni of Ife will not cross his jurisdiction. Alaafin of Oyo will not do the same, which is one of the reasons why Yoruba people should understand why Seyi Makinde did not elect the other Alaafin of Oyo candidates that the Oyomeshi we are advocating for. You guys should understand this. Can you see the people of the north? They are planting molds in our system to push for what is alien to our laws. Our law is secular in nature. Alaafin of Oyo, Oni of Ife, they understand this. They will not say, oh, because they practice. The former Alaafin of Oyo was a Muslim. He believes in short, he was very Islamic way. He never advocated Sharia law. He respected that space, freedom of religion. Because if you are bringing Sharia law, we understand the bodies of Randi. During Ramadan fast, they'll tell you this is a Muslim space. Don't come and eat publicly. Christians should not come and eat publicly. African religion worshippers do not come and eat publicly. We don't want this unity. In the north, they respect Sultan of Sokoto. Talking back at him may be perceived as insult, but if you come to Yoruba land, we will talk back intelligently, and it is perceived as insult. It is because you are becoming a medicine interloper in another man's land.
Adrian, this issue of Sharia seems to be something very personal. Some of these guys from northern Nigeria, and I don't see Meme. You don't see Meme? I have seen Meme. I have seen a level of disagreement, including insults upon insults between the Muslim Ronukus as well as the traditional Ronukus. The Yorubas, they are Yorubas, okay? The Ronukus are Yorubas, kind of like majority of them. So the Sultan of Sokoto has released a statement because in Nigeria, the Sultan of Sokoto is believed to be the leader of all Muslims in Nigeria by the settings, by the arrangement. So, and because they are the ones who kind of wrote the Nigeria Constitution, they ensured that for more than 40 times, Sharia was mentioned in Nigeria 1999 Constitution as amended now. All right? To the point that Nigeria is a country where they have two laws, one for the north and one for the rest of us in Nigeria. So the idea of pushing for Sharia in criminal and penal code of Yoruba land has been resisted. So in the last few weeks, they sponsored some Islamic fanatics in Yoruba land to begin to push the idea that Sharia must be established in Yoruba land, apart from the normal, customary and conventional courts for everybody. According to the proponents of this Sharia, what have you, In Oyo State, they wanted to start what they call the Sharia courts. And in Lagos State, they want a Sharia court. Across Yoruba land, they want Sharia court. But they have met a serious resistance from the majority of Yorubas, including Yoruba Muslims, who are saying that in Yoruba land, the Muslims, the Christians, and the other religions, they are coexisting under the the current existing penal code as well as the criminal code of Nigeria. There is no religious court in any part of the Yoruba land, not like the northern Nigeria, where they have Islamic courts called Sharia court. We also have Islamic police called Isba police, in northern Nigeria. And, from the experience, a lot of us from the southern part of Nigeria have become, especially the southwest, we have seen the damages, of using the political Sharia in Nigeria, where the criminal politicians from northern part of Nigeria are allowed to loot. They are allowed to commit all kinds of crimes, including drug abuse, alcohol abuse, and what have you. But the poor people have become the victims. They have been those, their Sharia law has been somehow like forced on. We have seen them sentence people to death. They have sentenced their people to have their hands chopped off. They have sentenced people to public lashing. We have seen them threaten people. We have also seen their mob, in the name of Allah, burn somebody to death, murder the other, or stone somebody to death in the name of blasphemy. So all these kind of things today, they have made us, especially in Yoruba land, to say no. Saying no is not because the Yorubas are not acceptance or they are intolerance of Islam. No. So this is what they have been pushing. So their Sultan of Sokoto released this statement. Let me read it in part. Okay? They call it live and let live, according to the Sultan of Sokoto. So in part, he said, give me a second. The Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, under the leadership of its President General and the Sultan of Sokoto, His Eminence Mohammed Sahad Abubakar, CFR, is particularly disturbed about the high state of intolerance and disregard for the rights of Muslims. Did you hear him? He said, especially in the southern part of the country, the most recent of this is the development emanating from Ekiti State, where the effort of the Muslim community to set up an independent Sharia arbitration panel was met with unwarranted resistance and objections from both political and traditional quarters. This is coming barely a few weeks after the announcement on the inauguration of the Sharia panel in Oyo State generated unnecessary anxiety, thereby leading to its indefinite postponement. The Independent Arbitration Panel, which is a voluntary platform designed solely for the resolution of civil and marital disputes among consenting Muslims, was to fill the inexplicable vacuum created by the failure of the political elite in southwestern Nigeria to establish Sharia courts, as allowed by the Nigerian Constitution in southwestern states, despite the huge population of Muslims in the region. This is the Sultan of Sokoto inciting Islamic wahala in Yoruba land. Are you following? This and other cases, such as the denial of the right of female students to wear the hijab, despite a Supreme Court judgment, are nothing but calculated attempts to prevent Muslims in the region from practicing their faith. Are you hearing that now? People are saying that no to Sharia. The Sultan of Sokoto said it is to prevent the Muslims in the region from practicing their faith. Sultan of Sokoto is inciting Islamic war in Yoruba land. You follow? That meanwhile, arbitration and the Sharia Court of Appeal, just like the customary Court of Appeal, which all of them are provided for in the 1999 Constitution as amended of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, see Section 275, confirming the legality of both initiatives. The NSCIA strongly supports the establishment of independent Sharia arbitration panel in Ekiti and Oyo, who will kill this Sultan of Sokoto for the purpose so intended, especially where the Muslims in the states have been denied their constitutional right to a Sharia court of appeal in all the states of the southwestern Nigeria. The council cannot find any legal jurisdiction for the unnecessary alarm and unwarranted resistance. All the states in the north have Sharia courts, and some, in addition, have customary courts. The council calls on the governors and traditional authorities in the southern part of the country, particularly the southwest, to ensure that the constitutional rights of Muslims in their respective domains are preserved and protected, while others are allowed to live. Muslims should also be let live. You see now, this is what the Ronukus have been reacting to. Say now, Google kill this Sultan of Sokoto. Alaye Sultan of Sokoto, what do you mean that the Muslims are not being allowed to practice their religion? Shebi Sharia is for Muslim, abi? Customary court, did they tell you that customary court is a Christian court? Abi na Babalawo court. It is the local traditional court where the disputes about marriage, about land and what have you are settled, right? Do you see the problem now? Yorubas were not invited to the drafting of 1999 constitution. Igbos were never invited. Southern Nigeria, Northern Nigeria were never invited. Fulanis selected the people that would write them in their midst of their elite to set up a constitution, and they forced it on the rest of us in 1999. Since then, it has been cut and join, cut and join, cut and join, cut and paste constitution. Most plastered, edited, fake constitution in the history of Nigeria since 1999. The Yorubas did not vote for 1999 constitution. The Igbos did not vote for 1999 constitution. Those who put Sharia inside it, what they are practically saying is that according to the law of Nigeria, normal, you get, there must be Sharia court in the east. There must be Sharia court in the middle belt. There must be Sharia court all over Nigeria. Anywhere you see Muslim, there must be Sharia court for them. They cannot use the same court as others because they are Muslims. They have their own set rules, set laws, and therefore they must be allowed because under their freedom of religion. There is nothing that says that they have to set up the Babalawo's court. There is nothing in their constitution that says that they must set up a Christian court. But there is something there that says that they must set up Sharia court as well as customary court in Nigeria. Now, those who drafted that nonsense constitution, right? They practically have the Northern Nigeria in mind because they know that they will ask for Sharia because they claim to be Muslims, Islamic in the north. The southern part of Nigeria is expected to have customary courts. Here you get now. But what the Sultan of Sokoto is saying is that according to your constitution, that Sharia court didn't say specifically that it must be for the north. It says there must be Sharia court across Nigeria. That is where the Ronukus have now started saying, what do you call yourself, Mr. Sultan of Sokoto? The Nigerian Supreme Council of Islamic Affairs. Benny, your Islamic affair or no Islamic affair, or whether you are the leader of, this one they gave you the title of the leader of all Muslims in Nigeria. Baba, if I say, you the mad, you are the leader of the Muslims in northern Nigeria, and you Okoja, what do you call that place? Sokoto, Katsina, northern Kaduna, part of Adamawa, part of Borno, then come back to part of Niger. Alaye, your Sultan or Sultan of Sokoto for Muslim, you know, rich Yoruba land. Respect yourself. Respect yourself.